You know that feeling, right? You close the social media app and just feel kind of empty, like you've been scrolling for an hour but haven't really gained anything. Well, today we're diving into a platform that says it's the antidote to that exact feeling.
I mean, it's a question a lot of us are asking. Are we actually using these tools to connect and to grow? Or are we just, another number for an algorithm, another engagement metric to track? That's the big trade-off we're going to unpack here.
And what I love about this is where the story comes from. This isn't from some slick marketing team. It's from someone who was, frankly, just as skeptical as any of us would be about the next big thing. They weren't even looking for a change, which is usually when you find something that actually works.
So before we jump into the solution, let's get really clear on the problem. It's that endless treadmill of social media, isn't it? That constant chase for likes, the pressure to always be on, and fighting for a tiny sliver of attention in this super crowded, noisy space.
And this really lays out the two different worlds, doesn't it? Over on the left, you've got the standard attention economy, mindless scrolling, hunting for that little dopamine hit from a like, and honestly, just feeling drained by the end of it. But the path on the right, it's promising something totally different, a value economy, where the whole game shifts from just being seen to actually being useful.
Okay, so how does a platform actually pull this off? Well, the core idea, according to our source, is to build a place that's quiet, on purpose. The whole design is meant to filter out all that noise so that real, actual connection has a chance to happen.
And apparently, this is what hits you the second you log in for the first time. Just imagine that. You open an app and there's just silence. No algorithms shoving trending topics in your face, no viral challenges, no clickbait. It's just a calm, intentional space. And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Let me say that again. People weren't trying to go viral, they were trying to be useful. I mean, that's a total flip of the script on how social media usually works. It values contribution way over performance. The goal isn't to get famous, it's to provide utility.
All right, so how does the platform actually make this environment work for you? It's all built on these three core promises. Think of them as the rules of the road for how everyone interacts and ultimately grows.
So here they are in a nutshell. First, you get seen by showing your value. Then, you build a community that's actually invested. You don't just chase a follower count. And finally, the knowledge you share, that becomes your best marketing tool. Okay, let's dig into each one of these.
So this first promise is really all about being authentic. You're sharing what you actually know from your own experience, without all that polished marketing fluff. The system is then designed to take that genuine insight and connect you with the right people. Other builders, founders, and people who are there to actually learn something.
Promise number 2 completely redefines what an audience even is. We're not talking about a vanity number on your profile. We're talking about a dedicated community that follows you specifically to learn from you. This is how you create what the source calls real social capital. Not just followers, but a network of peers you can genuinely rely on.
And the final promise is a game changer. Your work starts to market itself. You don't need a hard sell or spammy DMs. When you just consistently document your process and share what you're building and learning, you naturally start to attract the right kind of attention. That attention sparks conversations. And those conversations, they can turn into real opportunities and collaborations. Your value literally creates your visibility.
Of course, anytime a platform promises all this good stuff, a huge red flag pops up, right? Privacy. We've all been burned before, and we've all heard the saying, if the service is free, you are the product. So how does this platform tackle this absolutely critical issue of trust?
This is the question on everybody's mind, isn't it? What's the catch? In a world where our data is bought and sold constantly, being skeptical is just smart. So let's look right at what the platform says it's committed to in its privacy policy.
Okay, so the whole policy is built on 4 key pillars. First, they only take the info they absolutely need. For you, that means no excessive data harvesting. Second, and this is the big one, they state flat out they will never sell your personal data. Your privacy is not for sale. Third, you are in complete control. You can delete your account and all your data, anytime, no questions asked. And finally, they use industry-standard security to keep your information safe. It's a policy that's built on respect, not on exploitation.
So, when you put it all together, the user experience, the promises, the commitment to privacy, you start to realize this isn't just another app trying to get your eyeballs. This is actually an attempt to redefine what we should even expect from these platforms.
And that brings us to the core idea, the big thesis here. Nexgenz isn't trying to be another social media app. It's positioning itself as something completely different, a growth environment. It's not a place you go to kill time, it's a tool you use for your own development. That's a huge shift in thinking.
And when you make that shift, you get a completely different set of results. Instead of the usual burnout, pretending, and wasted time, the goal becomes real, tangible growth. Growth in your skills, growth in your network, and growth in your business. And it all happens naturally, without that performative exhaustion we all know so well.
And that really leaves us with this final thought, which reframes this whole thing. It asks us to stop being just passive consumers and start being active creators. So, if you had a tool that was truly designed for purpose,